welcome to Steve McDonald's Arts and Crafts, and today what I'm going to be doing is making some wonderful Christmas decorations to hang on the tree that are really quite unique and personal. And I'm going to be using up some scrap pieces as well for these, and I think you're going to love this. What I'm going to be doing first is painting these because I want to have a nice solid base on this plywood before I go ahead and decorate them. And how I'm going to decorate them is I've got lots of old Christmas cards, bits of Christmassy paper, and I've also got these books of Christmas card paper as well that I use when I make my Christmas cards. And I think there might be some really nice patterns to be able to put on here and then coat them with resin. And I'm going to paint these silver to start with, and then that gives me a nice solid base to be able to put my resin over. Is Arteza silver paint. I love this paint. I will link everything that I use in the description below, so don't worry about that. Well, I've chosen the bits and pieces that I want to put on these shapes. So I've got some little reindeers, some Christmas pudding. I've also got some wrapping paper that I quite like that was left over from last year, so I think I might use a bit of that. I do like the candy canes, and I particularly like these angels as well. I will pop my bit on there, draw around it, and then cut around it. Well, I've cut both bits out now, and it was fairly easy. I just went round it, and I also went round them again so that I've got a little lip between the wood and this wrapping paper and this paper to ensure that the resin has something really nice to grip onto. I'm going to use PVA glue to stick these on, and it's not going to take too much, but what you want to do is make sure it's completely down and stuck down. Now, PVA glue is just a white glue, Elmer's glue, school glue, all those sorts of things are a PVA glue. Paper on MDF or on paint will dry really quickly as well, which is great, but make sure you get to all the edges to ensure that you've got nothing that's going to encourage bubbles to get underneath there and really ruin your piece. And the PVA glue also allows you that little bit of extra time to be able to move it around on the thing before you put it down completely. And I like to just lightly go over it to ensure that it's fully adhered to there. And as you can see, it is. I think that's going to look great with some resin on it. I will do exactly the same with the other side, but I've done a different picture on this side because I just thought it would be nice to have different pictures on them. Well, these are all done now and they're all stuck on here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give them a little bit of a seal with the same glue that I've used to stick them on with. And this will just help protect them a little bit against the resin. Now, some cards don't react with the resin and some do, so this should help them. And also, it will seal all the edges and prevent, hopefully, any bubbles. Now, this PVA glue will, of course, dry clear. I'm not too worried about the ones with the shine on them, and I'm also not worried about the one that I did out of the wrapping paper. Well, these are all nice and dry now, both sides, where I've glued them on and where I've given them a quick coat of the PVA glue. Now what I'm going to do is go around them all with some gilding glue or gold leaf glue, because what I want to do is add some glitter to these, because of course it's Christmas and I love glitter, as you know, so I want to add some silver glitter to these. Now wherever I put this glue, this is where the glitter will stick. Wherever it dries, that is where the glitter is going to remain on here. And this doesn't take too long to dry. It will just take about 10-15 minutes to dry off, and then I can put the glitter on. And the nice thing is, with the card and that on there, it's actually quite easy to get this nicely lined up where you want it ready. I'm also going to do it around the edges because I want a nice lot of glitter on here, because I loves me glitter. And it's Christmas, and what better time than at Christmas to have something that's glittery. The glue's all dry now on these, so I'm going to put them into some glitter, and I've got this little dish here that I made quite a long time ago, and it's really useful for putting glitter in because it wipes off ever so easily. Now, because it's sticky, try not to touch where it's sticky, because if you do, what'll happen is you will take some of the stick off it, and you don't want to be doing that. Not after you've spent all that time putting the stick on. And this glue will get this sticking to it lovely and around the edges. And any that's on there that you don't want to be on there, like there's glue on this paper, then you can just brush off. I'll show you how I'll do that in a second. And I'm using silver because I think the silver will go well with it, and also that's the colour I painted underneath, so any spots that don't get completely covered by the glitter will not really show up as if it was a different colour. So as you can see, that's all nice and sparkly. And I'll just go over it with a dry brush now and brush off any of that glitter where I don't want it and clean all that up nicely. And it's not going to come off where you've put the glue, because that glue, that gilding glue is really good. And I will link that down in the description below. I use it a lot. I'd certainly use it for gold leaf, but I use it a lot for applying glitter as well. And I think that's come out really quite pretty now. It's very pretty. Well, I've got my resin all mixed up now, and all I'm going to do is dome these. And I will dome both sides, obviously, once at a time, because if not, the resin will just get all everywhere. I'm using a pipette. I'm going around the outside of these to the depth that I want, and the actual glitter will really help hold this in as well, which will be really useful. And if you'd like to buy me a coffee and get your name on my coffee board and help me save towards my next projects, the link for that is in the description below. So now I've gone all the way round, I'm filling in the centre, and I find that this really does help, as you've probably seen on one of my other videos, to prevent the resin from flowing over the edges and spoiling the dome, or spoiling the dome underneath when you come to do the second side. So there we go, I'm just checking it now using my pipette. And please check out my other channel if you want to see some other great Christmas crafts that don't involve resin. I've done quite a few on there and they've come out really well. Going over it with a long neck lighter to pop any of the bubbles and then letting it cure. These are all finished now, and I'm really pleased with them, and I've just put a little bit of twine through them, and I domed them both sides. I think they've come out lovely, and I think on a tree, if you personalise them, or if you just hang them up there as is, I think they would look great. And you can recycle your old Christmas cards as well to make any of these, and what a great way of getting some permanent, lovely looking Christmas decorations. I particularly like that one. That was made out of wrapping paper that I had left over. Let me know if you've enjoyed this video by booping the thumbs up. It really does help my videos to get out there. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. If you'd like to buy me a coffee just to say thank you and help support this channel, then the link for that and the link for everything that I've used today in this video is in the description below. Check out the Christmas video that I've got coming up next. I think you'll love that. Take care, enjoy your resin, bye.